So, as you can see here, I'm on my vacation here, and specifically, I'm on a Holland America cruise, and we're stopping in Cozumel, Mexico. In the meantime, while I'm in Cozumel, Mexico, I want to bring up the concept of a zombie appeal. Now, as you might expect, the zombie appeal is a name that I've coined because I think it's a descriptive of something that I just recently discovered. And if you're curious what a zombie appeal is, it's an appeal that reaches a stage that doesn't resolve, but it doesn't move forward. It just sort of sits there and languishes. Now, you might be asking me, how does a zombie appeal occur? And when does it occur? Well, if you had asked me less than a year ago, I couldn't even tell you. If you asked me 6 months ago, I couldn't tell you. And the reason why I now know that there is a zombie appeal is because I have a friend who has gone through the appeal process, gone through the BOE hearing, he's gone through the settlement conference, and he's basically paid the $25 fee to get to the end game stages, which is getting his case docketed with the Superior Court. So, what has happened is, since last March, this particular case has literally languished in court. And part of the languishing is our legal ignorance, number one, and the fact that the opposition attorney, their staff, either intentionally or unintentionally, did not provide a case number. Although we ourselves are not lawyers and we don't profess to be legal experts, we know what a case number is. Okay? So if a case number is provided to us, then we would know to look it up and do something about it. But the appeal case was never given to us at all. They submit the certification of record, which is basically all of the paperwork and evidence compiled so far that the tax assessor's office has regarding a certain property. They enter it, they file the paperwork with the Superior Court. Except that if you don't have a case number, you're not smart enough to know, like us, because there's no instructions whatsoever, right? They intentionally keep you in the dark. If they keep you in the dark, you don't know what to look up. And even if you do know enough to look up, the Superior court records online is generally very poor. It's not user friendly. It's certainly not a Google search or an AI query, right? So you are languishing unless you have a legal background. In any case, getting back to the zombie appeal, how that happens is it turns out that we found out 9, 10 months later that there in fact was a case number. All this time, we didn't know about the case number, and it took extraordinarily measures by me, but thanks to a kick in the pants by another friend, for me to find the case and to confirm that there was in fact a case number. The thing about it is, if we had not discovered on our own what the case number is, there's no telling when they would have ever told us. Now, it turns out that around the same time we discovered there was a case number, my friend asked the tax assessor's office, say, hey, what's the case number? And they did give it. If we hadn't lifted a finger to find out, the case would have languished. Now, as it turns out, even though we do know that the case exists and it's been docketed in Superior Court, it's still not doing anything. And you know why? Because we're legally ignorant. Okay? We're legally ignorant. And you know why we're legally ignorant? Because we're not lawyers. You see, this is part of how the system can be weaponized against you. Except I'm on the job, and we're working on it. Not only are we working on it, I'm enrolling AI into the process. So, and we're going through the statutes and we're going to find out without using a lawyer, without having to spend $300 or $400 an hour, we're going to try to untangle this so that the general public can be informed. Because I am sick and tired. I'm just sick and tired of the system being weaponized against us. I'm sick and tired of the odds being against the taxpayer. It's been my mission, working with a number of people throughout several counties in Georgia, that we're going to uncover this. Now, this is hearsay. I did not find out on my own. But there was a couple people who got information and basically said, hey, if the case sits in Superior Court and it's not acted upon within 5 years, the tax assessor's office will file a motion to dismiss the case. So What we found out is, at least in this one Georgia county, they will let this case languish, basically hoping that the taxpayer won't be able to afford or unwilling to justify the legal fees to move it forward. Our general premise is we're not going to pay anything. Or if we do pay legal fees, it's going to be very strategic and it's going to be for advice, but it's not going to be for them to do the work at $300 or $400 an hour on an appeal on a single family house. Does that make sense? This is not something we ever sought. I can promise you, this is not something we ever sought. But my friend, he felt like he was pushed against the wall. He felt like he was being lied to. He felt like they were bullying him, and that's why he has taken his appeal as far as he has. Through me and through my resources, through my network, we are putting together a strategy. And I hope to reveal the strategy and what we've learned with the general public, because I'm done with it. I am done with the ignorance. I am on a personal mission to uncover this. This should be public information. It should be shared with the public, but it's not being shared to the public because there's no incentive to teach anybody this. That way they can use the system against you. And I just don't think this is what the statute's intended. But in any case, I don't want to get sidetracked. There is a such thing as a zombie appeal, and it happens when a party is legally ignorant. You push the appeal to appeal to Superior Court, but the tax assessor's office intentionally lets it languish. They too don't want to spend $300 or $400 an hour to litigate an appeal on a value that they're standing on. You see how that works? Which I thought was very interesting. And of course, they never told us of this possibility. They gave us this bullshit line, oh, we're going to have to go through all these steps. But none of these steps have happened because we didn't know that appeals can just sort of sit there and not move at all. In any case, you know the drill. Make sure you swipe that like button so that my cat Jaggy will be happy that this video gets spread to other like-minded people. Thank you for watching, and I will see you in my next video. And of course, we got this guy shouting taxi, but there's nobody around.